Hello, everybody. Before we get started, as always, I want to give a shout out to the lovely music we've been listening to during pre-stream here. This is Retro by Declan DP. You can find their information in the credits section of my Twitch page. Thank you to Declan and everybody like them. Makes other free to use or low cost assets for us streamers so we can have better streams. Thank you very much. Hello, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever it is in your part of the world. I am Deuscain, your variety type streamer for the night, and tonight we're returning to some good old-fashioned vampire therapists. But we're playing the DLC. It's couples counseling, and things are getting spicy. But it's a good time. Hope you're all having a good Monday. As always, though, before we jump into streaming, we're going to be doing a little bit of just chatting first. So, hey, hi, how are you? Hope you're having a good Monday. Mine was alright. It wasn't quite as productive as I wanted it to be, but not too bad. But also, congratulations, Fend. You were here first, and you have the redeem to prove it. Forever love this
Hydrate,
fit.
you bastard! Hydrate!
Yes, the fit is good. The fit is my Persona 5 fit, and yes, this is a good fit. Alright, I'll stretch. But yeah, so I had a decent day. Like, it wasn't as productive as I wanted. I got stuck on a few things, but made some progress at work on things. Managed to get out at in the afternoon, take a bit of a walk outside. Definitely can tell I'm not used to doing much in the way of exercise, because it's been a little while. Hi, Higgs.
Let's go.
But yeah, overall, pretty good day. Ended up actually chatting with a friend of mine about maybe doing some fitness goals together and keeping each other accountable. So I'm gonna try and do a little bit better with that. So I did my first useful fitness thing today. I was at work at the office. There is a little snack basket with lots of snacks and goodies in it. I didn't eat nothing. No Oreos, no Rice Krispie treats, no fruit snacks, no cookies, no crackers, no chips. I behaved myself and actually even packed a lunch for work today rather than going out to eat. So I actually had a pretty good, like, meal day at lunchtime, at least. Breakfast, not so much. Because unfortunately, I had the discussions about being workout and weight loss buddies about middle of the day today, and I went grocery shopping yesterday, which is how I had Hungarian kolache for breakfast, which is this kind of like hard pastry, but it has like a filling in it. I bought like 3 different packages of it from the grocery store. One has raspberry filling, one has apricot filling, and one has walnut filling. And I had like 2 of each of those, plus a strawberry parfait for breakfast. So, look, at least I had the parfait. So that's like dairy and yogurt, has granola, it's got fruit. Then I admittedly filled up on carbs and sugar afterwards. But you know what? It's been a while since I've had kolache, and I kind of lost my shit when I saw it at the store. But I got home and then threw together some stuff. I had the other parfait that I got because, again, I decided middle of the day that I was going to be doing a workout exercise thing. So I had a second parfait that I hadn't eaten yet, so that was part of dinner, along with 2 hot dogs, because I bought hot dogs this weekend, because I bought them like 18 hours before workout plan. So, you know what? We've got a bunch of hot dogs to chew through. But shouldn't be too bad. But otherwise, my weekend has mostly been consumed by Digimon Story Time Stranger. Man, that game is good. That is a genuinely good game. Also, I'm still doing your stretches, Fend. I did my arms. I'm going to stand up and do my legs now a little bit.
Let's go.
But yeah, Time Stranger is very good. I'm actually at, I think, the end of the game, right around the final boss fight. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I shouldn't have too much more to go. They said they wanted me to come back to this one place, though, to, like, talk to somebody. I wonder what that's about. That is people at this, like, space and time room being like, hey, we'll let this room connect to any location or time in the entire game. You can go back to anywhere you want. Have fun. And I'm like, what do you mean? And I walked out of that room and my quest counter exploded. As everybody I'd ever talked to in the game is like, hey, could you come talk to me about this thing? I'm like, no! Like, even as I walked out of the room, the people I had just talked to were like, hey, would you walk back in the room? I'm like, you gotta be kidding me! And the one's like, hey, I thought you could use some backup. So I called in this cadre of Digimon that should be really helpful to you. They're called the Royal Knights. They're gonna meet up at this place. These two will take you there. I'm like, cool, great. They got there and like, no one's here. And I'm like, oh, fuck no. Alright, go find our Royal Knights. Just walk up to them, ask them if they're a Royal Knight. They should answer honestly, don't worry. And I walk out of that arena and there's one guy standing there. And I'm just like, oh, thank God, at least someone made it. And I walk up to him and I'm like, hey, are you a Royal Knight? And he goes, yes, I am. I got in a really bad fight on the way here. Do I look a little winded to you? And I'm like, no, you look fine. Just rest it. Nobody else is here yet. And he's like, no, I kind of actually damaged my pride with that really tough fight. You know what I should do? I should go out and challenge myself. Please no, you already got here. I have to find everybody else. Alright, I'll be back later, new friend. Son of a bitch! So I had to go track this asshole down in the human world at, I think, 2 locations. Then he went to the Digimon world in 1 location. Then he moved to a 2nd location of the Digimon world. I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake, come on. It's so much. It's so much. He's friggin' everywhere. Another person's like, hey, what's love? Talk to me about love. And I'm like, what? Okay, you've talked to me about love, and I haven't quite given up on the concept yet. So, talk to me more about love, and go play this card game, and find me a card that has a biker on it. And I'm like, what? What are you talking about? So I do, and she gets biker boyfriend, and she gets all hot and bothered about him. Then she fights me, and she's like, nope, still bothered and upset by that. Let's go find this biker guy. She shows up. Biker guy's a little messed up. It's like, no, we'll repair you and upgrade you, and then we can fight you at your full strength. So I fight him in the Coliseum, and then she's finally done. All of this is worth a tremendous number of points, which I've been using to upgrade, like, basically everything. Because there's, like, skill trees that you need points for. Tons and tons and tons of points. I'm drowning in points now. But the downside is, I was at the point where I'm like, yeah, I should be done with the game in maybe another hour, 2 at the most, maybe 3 if it's a long gauntlet boss fight. And I'm looking at this going, this is a whole second ass of the game here. Like, this is a second half of the game here at the end. There's just all these damn side quests. So I've got a while to chew my way through that. Also, congrats on the Eradicate J-Log. But yeah, it's a little overwhelming, especially when, like, what was the one? Like, I got somewhere and I walked up to a guy and he's like, oh, hey, bet you're looking for my apprentice Jessmon. He's the Royal Knight. I'm like, oh god, Jessmon isn't here, is he? Nope, he's in the human world, waiting in line at a ramen shop. And I'm like, why is he? You know what? Fuck it, I don't care. So I go find Jessmon. I come back. He wants us to do a thing. It wants to do something else. Like, it's back and forth. It's all over the place. The only saving grace is anytime I find a location that has, like, one of those gates to get to the teleporter room, I walk into that, I walk back out of that to wherever I want to go, and it's the fastest fast travel in the game. But that's the only thing that's saving me from complete and utter madness. Otherwise, there's so fucking much to do, and I'm so sick of this place. Oh my god. So, yeah, that has been a bit of a time sink for me. And then yesterday, I'm like, okay, I got to get some stuff done. I need to actually do chores. And I did most of my chores yesterday. I didn't get all my laundry done. I think it's still sitting in the dryer. No, I took it out. I still have to fold and put away my laundry, but I'm counting that as not complete. But everything else is done.
Let's go.
So, otherwise I did pretty good. I'm just tired. Oh my goodness. But aside from that, like, this has kind of been the game consuming me for the last, like, week. Because I bought it 2 Fridays ago, and I have sunk 49 hours into this thing already. Which just shows how much damn time I'm spending on it. Because, dear God. But yeah, aside from that, what else do I have? I think I was playing a little bit of Incredicer, which is just a simple little... What genre is this even? It's like an idler clicker game. You just continually roll dice for points. So, meh. It's a nice little thing to do if I want something to play that's not super hard, but I've already beat it like twice. I just keep resetting my save because it's just turn brain off, move mouse around, buy upgrades. Simple and easy enough. But yeah, that's kind of been what's going on. So
Let's go.
Scoozy. But I think it's about time we jump into the game. So let me get that booted up and we'll hop on in. Little Bad Games. So we did couples therapy, and then we have these like side stories. We did the Blood of Troy last time, which is a little bit of Andromachus's like backstory and history. I kind of want to check out Spanish Nights. Like what is that? We're gonna do that first, and then we'll jump into the actual couples thing. We'll continue our save. So, what is Spanish Nights?
Hello, Samuel.
Hi, Andy.
Evening, Chief. You doing all right? You sound a little down.
In truth, my friend, I have been dreading this evening. I appreciate your taking the time to point out my cognitive distortions, but there are some elements of my past that are especially painful to sort through.
Hey, we were both bad guys, Andy. But we're not anymore, and that's what matters.
This is true. Cognitive distortions are by nature illogical, but I have you to help me clear them up. You should decide what distortions you'd like to focus on tonight so that we may begin our work.
He's always disqualifying the positive. Labeling. Should statements. He did a lot of like mind reading. Last time, though I don't know. Let's give him control fallacy, and then yeah, mind reading is its own special thing. Let's try these.
I think these will suit me fine. Lay it on me, boss.
It is time for me to stop delaying. I suppose you might be able to guess what aspect of my past is giving me such distress.
The Heinrich Kramer one?
You're thinking about Heinrich Kramer, ain't you?
Yes, my actions 600 years ago bring me no end of shame and regret. I have never truly processed what I did.
Hi, Pickles.
I have sought to distance myself from Heinrich Kramer, but that is exactly what Edmund Keane tried to do with his past. I am no different from him.
Hi. Happy Monday. Damn, I wish I had something here for
I will
this.
summon my emotional strength and accept my part in Heinrich's development as a monster. I believe the 1400s were my worst century. I had professionally killed so many by then, and I was so good at it that murder seemed meaningless.
Welcome back, J-Log.
I no longer felt that dark adrenaline that accompanies life-taking. I felt nothing. If I no longer felt anything at the taking of a life, did life matter at all?
I mean...
Poor Andy. His feelings are getting in the way of his thinking, I can tell.
If I no longer felt anything at the taking of a life, did life matter at all?
Boss, your feeling, or lack of feeling, didn't make reality. How you felt about the value of someone else's life didn't amount to a hill of beans. Heck, maybe that was unemotional reasoning.
Or perhaps anti-emotional reasoning. Yes, I projected my emotional emptiness onto the world. In order to combat this feeling of emptiness, I transitioned from a simple vampire into a far more terrible monster. I became what is known in modern times as a troll.
Ancient vampire starts trolling the Spanish. Okay.
Chief, I'm gonna stop you there. No matter what you were a human being too. This talk of monsters and trolls is way too simple. It's labeling. It ain't helpful. If someone's just a troll, there ain't no way of helping them, is there?
Yeah, but it's actually a proper
You
term.
are correct, I am labeling. It is funny how easy it is to call ourselves names even when we know we should not do the same to others. Very well. I acted in the manner of a troll. I have observed many trolls throughout history. It is a common fate for those who fail to find purpose.
Hey, congrats on the Grimmagool.
Ironically, it is often those who are most privileged who become agents of cruel chaos.
Oh, like that billionaire fellow who runs all them companies but spends all his time being a low-down varmint online. I'm blanking on his name.
Yeah, I wonder who that's about.
I'm afraid I'm unfamiliar with the man.
I think that'd piss him off more than anything.
It makes sense for a mortal billionaire to act in this way. Being so powerful yet feeling your impotence on a global stage is a strange kind of pain. Heinrich Kramer was such a man. I was doing business in the southern regions of the Holy Roman Empire when I met him in a tavern. He was drunkenly ranting and raving about the sin of Eve, how women were the cause of all evil, that witches surrounded us. He had gathered quite an audience, who delighted in egging him on to sound even more ridiculous. By the end of the night, he was spouting some nonsense about how breasts were chest horns and that all women possessed a sacral hump indicating a vestigial tail.
Wait, what? Was this fella serious?
Sounds like he was drunk.
It was like a stand-up comedy show, but with more vomiting and misquoted Bible verses.
Chest horns, yeah.
But I was very old already. I saw through the humor, through the true hatred beneath. I cannot believe I ever saw value in such a fallen one. I ought to be ashamed.
You didn't think I'd miss that should statement just because you said ought instead of should, did you? There's only one man assigning that should, and that's you, Chief. You're the one shoulding all over yourself.
You speak truly. I have conjured up quite the should storm.
Yep, you're shoulding all over the place, but we gotta wipe that up and see things as they are.
The metaphor is getting a little too visceral now. I will continue. Heinrich was already an influential friar in the Dominican order, with ties going all the way up to the Vatican. But his hatred was childish and personal. His persecution of witches failed because he seemed entirely petty. I functioned as his mentor and press relations manager.
Wait, so you were a warrior, an assassin, and a PR guy?
Is it so ridiculous? Assassinations are often public relations moves. Dictators have their critics killed for professional reasons, not just personal ones. Anyway, I turned his rambling manifestos into something more grounded. We made a scholarly appeal to Pope Innocent VIII to condemn witches, and he was only too glad to issue a papal bull.
A bull?
What's a papal bull?
It's a memo, issued by the Pope to alert Christians to new positions or doctrines of the Church. In this papal bull of 1484, the Pope condemned those who consorted with devils, incubi, and succubi, and those who cast spells.
Huh. It does sound like a bunch of bull.
You are not the first to think so. This papal bull was largely ignored. Pope Innocent VIII was not a well-regarded pope. At this time in his life, he was a frail old man, mostly surviving on the breast milk of teenaged girls. He was far from a spiritual authority.
I'm sorry, what?
Oh, yuck. I'm starting to see where the Puritans came from.
The late 1400s often mirror our current times, I find. Intensely concentrated power does terrible things to men, especially when they feel threatened. Heinrich was intensely disappointed when this papal bull did not result in the widespread persecution of women. I encouraged him to intensify his efforts. Had it not been for my encouragement, perhaps the Inquisitions of the time would never have happened.
I think you're laying too much of the blame on yourself, Chief. Yeah, you played your part in Heinrich's evil doing, but he did too. Maybe if you hadn't encouraged him, someone else would have. Or maybe he didn't even need any help. You can't know.
It is hard to imagine that he would have achieved his goals without me, but perhaps you are right. I cannot know. It is very easy to assign myself all of the blame because I can control my own actions.
Well, that's right. And you can't control Heinrich's actions.
See how the student becomes the master? Yes, you are correct. I could not control Heinrich, but I did help him. It was at this time that I offered Heinrich the chance to dedicate his immortal soul to his dark work by taking it from him. The supreme, delicious irony of welcoming a hateful man of the Church into eternal darkness was too tempting for me. Of course he took my offer. He was all too eager to devote eternity to his hateful work. And just because I thought it would be funny, I told him we needed to have homosexual sex in order for the dark ritual to work.
Oh my god, he was a troll.
He was so eager to abandon his beliefs to indulge his hatred.
Oh, jeez, Chief. You really ain't too picky about who you're getting intimate with.
You are such a sweet blood, Samuel. Sex need not always be about intimacy. In this case, it was the cruel irony that gave me satisfaction. Heinrich took to unlife well. He dedicated himself wholeheartedly to his great book, the Malleus Maleficarum.
Oh, you mentioned that before. Well, what was in this book?
Here, take a look. I have an old copy. This is a manual of sorts on how to identify, persecute, and kill witches. It was a work of dark fantasy garbage, unworthy of any respect.
Jeez, Andy. I feel like you ought to burn this thing. Smells like brimstone and bad news.
No, Samuel. If the past does not teach us, we will be doomed to repeat it. I kept it to remind me of just how far I had once fallen. I gave him the brilliant idea of attaching Pope Innocent's papal bull to this work in order to give it legitimacy. We also fabricated an endorsement from the University of Cologne. Fact-checking was so slow back then that it would take decades to challenge the legitimacy of such an endorsement.
Sounds like an election debate.
You see, my friend, mortals are eager to follow instructions. Church authorities were all too willing to enforce these rules. And so, Heinrich became a superstar influencer. His works spread across Europe, and witchcraft, once a superstitious joke, became a very real problem to the public. This climate of persecution spread throughout the Holy Roman Empire, and would later fuel witch hunts even in your own country. But even this systemic persecution was not enough to sustain me. Acceptance of radical ideas has a way of normalizing the radical, and I soon became bored of Heinrich.
Wait, you helped make a witch hunting manual popular throughout Europe, and then you got bored.
A troll requires fuel to feel they matter. If a troll ceases to be radical to others, they are beings without purpose. I told Heinrich as much when I dumped him. I said that he bored me. He was a mere tool to be used.
Oh, dang, Chief. You didn't think much of Heinrich after all, did you?
Many spoke of mortals as insects. I felt much the same way. When you are more than 1,000 years old, it is easy to fall into such thought patterns. Legitimizing witchcraft was a significant accomplishment, to be sure, but its fulfillment left me feeling empty. When the clerical authorities began persecuting witches on their own, I felt rather left out. I wanted their persecution to happen because of me.
That's interesting. The audio there was weird.
But Andy, the actions of others weren't just because of you. They got that dirty old manual you held right, but it was up to them to decide to listen to it.
You speak truly, my friend. I wish you had been around back then to speak with me. The existential angst of a very old vampire is hard to communicate. I just wanted to feel that I mattered somehow. By 1492, I had to go somewhere where I feel more effective as an agent of chaos. And there was no better place to go than Spain, specifically Granada.
Well, why Spain?
Spain in 1492 was a mess. For more than 260 years, Granada had been a center of learning. The Muslim Nasrid dynasty ruled, but Jews and Christians were allowed to practice their religion and even rose to high positions in society. But when Ferdinand and Isabel of Castile arrived with the Spanish Inquisition, it was incompatible with the harmony that defined Granada. I smelled blood, for lack of a more apt phrase. My instincts were correct. I arrived in Granada in April. Though the stones were still stained red, its conquerors were hungrier for blood than I was. Ferdinand and Isabella had just sanctioned Christopher Columbus's trip westward in search of treasures to fund their conquests.
Hey, I know this one. In 1492, Columbus sailed the ocean blue.
I have heard this poem as well, but it did something quite terrible. Do you know what it is?
Killed a lot of American Indians?
I'm pretty sure the Native Americans and Columbus weren't pals.
Indeed, Columbus brought several of them back to Spain as slaves. I doubt the few that survived were fans of his. The journey of Columbus was not a noble journey, but a savvy and cruel move by Ferdinand and Isabella to solidify their tenuous position as rulers of a unified Catholic Spain. If I could find my way into their court, I could commit such devilry. It would not be easy for a dark-skinned demon like me to worm myself into their graces, but I found a way.
Let me guess. You seduced Ferdinand. Or Isabella.
Or Heinrich?
Samuel, I am hurt. You think I just fucked my way through history, don't you?
Oh, shucks, Chief. I didn't mean nothing by it. I just saw a running theme and thought...
Well, you were right. I seduced Isabella of Castile's chief advisor.
You were right.
They called her La Latina. What a woman. Here, I have a painting of her. Her name was Beatriz Galindo. She was one of the most learned mortals I have ever met, if not the most. This painting does not capture her essence well, but she was also devilishly attractive. There is nothing sexier than an inquiring mind, and Beatriz, she was one of the sexiest women I have ever known.
You sound a little smitten there, Chief. Better not let Crimson hear.
She knows about Beatriz. Not everything, of course. She doesn't need to hear the most intimate details. But, seeing as you are acting in the capacity of my therapist, I can tell you, yes? She used to do this one thing with her finger.
You know, I ain't a Puritan. I just think all this stuff should maybe be done behind closed doors.
I'm sorry, my dear. I don't wish to go too far, but I will still unburden myself. I believe I did Beatriz great harm. She was newly married when I met her in Granada. Her husband was a man named Francisco Ramirez de Madrid. As his name implies, he was of Madrid, meaning that his lovely wife was often left alone in Granada. It took me an entire month to get her into bed. Perhaps the longest courtship of my entire on life.
Dear God,
Shucks.
man.
For an immortal being, you don't take your time much, do you?
I don't usually have to try. But Beatriz was a woman of principle. She was not ready to cheat on her husband or her holy vows. She did not share her body with me immediately, but in her mind, the deed had been done 1,000 times already from the first day we met.
How do you know that?
I think you might be doing some mind reading there, Chief. Dark forces that made us know you're a fine specimen of a man, but not everyone wants a piece of you.
Of course I know this. But if we are dealing in reality, I know that this is indeed what many people are thinking of when they meet me.
Oh, yeah, I ain't gonna deny that, but that's only many people, not all people, right? You couldn't really know what was in Beatrice's mind.
Unless she told you.
Maybe she really didn't see you like that right away.
Perhaps it is so. I should not let overwhelming evidence fuel an unchecked ego. In any event, I knew her by reputation before I met her, and I knew the way into her underclothes. It was through Latin. Other than myself, she was perhaps the global authority on Latin, largely an unspoken language at the time. I quoted Virgil to her, the story of my old nemesis, Aeneas.
You mean Aeneas, right?
What did I say?
You definitely said anus.
Oh, my mistake. Anyway, I knew I would be her match in Latin, so I told her, Nunc scio quid sit amor. Now I know what love is. She admonished me for my forwardness, but did so with a smile that she could not hide from me. With her husband in Madrid, I spent the warm Spanish evenings with her, drinking her blood and sharing thoughts of terrifying intimacy.
Meaning you got up to a lot of kinky stuff.
Oh, the kinkiest. We probed each other so deeply. Do you know what we did?
Andromacos?
Well, I
Maybe
can
not.
guess.
We discussed Aristotle.
You filthy heathen, you.
Oh, okay, maybe I can't guess.
You cannot know true intimacy until you have delved deeply into Aristotelian logic, biology, and virtues with another.
Uh-huh.
But Samuel, I used her. Even with the bond we formed, a bond that few couples on this earth could ever achieve, I used her. Through her influence, I was able to embed myself into the Spanish court. I introduced Ferdinand and Isabella to the Malleus Maleficarum. They adored it, of course. They loved blood as much as I did.
So you were feeding poison to a couple of already rabid dogs.
Yes, it inspired their brutal actions against the conquered Muslims and Jews, which delighted me in this foolish troll era of mine. After evenings discussing mystic ancient virtues with Beatrice, this was a great betrayal. I deserved to suffer for helping Heinrich, and I deserved to suffer for using Beatrice. I think she was trying to save me through our conversation, Samuel. I might have charmed her with my voice and my words, but she knew who I was. Have you read much about Aristotelian ethics?
Not so much. I spent a lot of time in the woods.
We didn't discuss a lot of Aristotle out on the range.
I think he will not be so alien to you. He described a concept known as the virtuous mean. It is not so different from the middle path we speak of so often. Between purposelessness and overambition, there is fair ambition. Between shyness and shamelessness, there is modesty.
Reminds me a lot of Isabella Deuscain and Dr. Drain.
Exactly. We cannot sustain being individuals of pure vice or pure virtue. There is no peace in such ambition. But I could not hear her wisdom. I was 2,500 years old. Who was immortal to talk to me about ethics and virtue? It is simply difficult to reconcile my disappointment with myself, Samuel. That I helped the evil and used the virtuous. Once I had helped to fuel the bloody ambitions of Ferdinand and Isabella, I abandoned Beatrice. It is a dark thing indeed to live to be a troll. There is no fulfillment in such a life, only pain. A troll such as I was is a societal toxin. We break down the social contract and reduce humanity to a bestial state.
I think you're the one doing the reducing there, Andy. A troll might be a troll, but they're human too. I don't think anyone ever gets brought into this world thinking, gee, I just want to make people miserable. Well, that ain't you, right?
I do not remember being a baby, but no, that was not my concern. It is true. I had the capacity to be more than a troll. I simply did not recognize that fact. Alas, I believe I was a far more successful troll than I have been a sincere human being. I used Heinrich and Beatrice more effectively than I have ever helped kindly vampires.
Andy, you're disqualifying the positive again. Whatever troll you were in the past, comparing him to the Andy of today is as useful as milking a bull.
Jesus, Sam.
Well, actually, it might make the bull happy, but we ain't gonna talk about that. Point is, if we're talking about the good you do now, what do your troll days have to do with anything? You're being a real Count Gloomula if you're taking something good and ruining it for no reason.
Count Gloomula? I know of no such man.
I made him up, but he's just who you're being when you're knocking yourself down.
You are correct, Samuel. May that Andromachos remain buried. I will not forget him, but not so that I might torture myself, but to remember how far I have come. I must say, I am feeling much less burdened having spoken with you, my friend. I feel as though I am in bat form already, with the wind beneath my wings.
I'm glad to hear that, Andy. I don't want you weighed down.
Would you like to go out for a night fly with me, my friend?
That sounds like a mighty fine idea.
Then let us go. The moon is high and the night awaits.
Okay. So this was last week. Guess this is the later save. Once again, the master therapist enters his domain. How are you this evening, Samuel?
Fit as a fiddle and ready to get back to therapizing. I've got both them boys coming back in.
Yes, I am curious to see how you handle Momo and Reza. Now that you've gotten to know them, what do you think is their biggest challenge?
Well, let me think.
Them boys need Jesus. Oh, man.
They don't respect each other. Momo thinks Reza's wasting his own life, and Reza thinks the same thing about Momo.
Yes, I fear this is the root of their problem as well. A relationship without respect cannot be healthy.
Shoot, I reckon that too. It's hard staying optimistic for them.
Do not abandon hope for them, my friend. Perhaps this respect still exists, but it is buried beneath recent hurts. I trust you will do the best you can. But hark, the time of the appointment nears. Choose your distortions.
Mind reading. I do like labeling and should. He wants to try and control stuff a lot. And no, he was always wondering about what was and wasn't fair. They might do some blaming this time, though.
Locked and loaded.
Very good, Samuel. With your gun of truth, may you blow cognitive distortions into a fine red mist.
You're making fun of me.
You practically begged me to, my friend. I will leave you to your clients.
All right, let's see if I can't help these two boys.
Bonsoir, mon ami.
Bonsoir.
Salam.
Well, bonsoir and salam to you gents. It's good to see you both together again. I've gotten the chance to talk to you both on your own, and I've got a better sense of where you're coming from. It's clear that you two have a lot in common. That probably helped you bond in the first place. Now, let's see if we can find it again. What do you think?
I find this most agreeable. I am eager to have an happy castle again.
Okay, I will try it.
Good. Let's start with some positives so we can remember why we're here. Momo, why don't you tell Reza something you appreciate about him?
Very well. Reza, I love your eyes and your ass. If anything could convince me of God's existence, it might be that ass.
That ain't exactly the kind of appreciation I was looking for. What about Reza as a person do you appreciate?
Yes, well, Reza, you are such a passionate damn soul. You are all fire inside.
Meaning you think I am all passion and no thought?
Oh there, Reza. When did Momo say that, huh?
That's what he meant. He thinks I'm impetuous.
I thought dead people didn't get earwax, but maybe I ought to check, because I didn't hear him say that at all. You want to try responding to what Momo actually said? Because that's all he's giving you to work with right now, hombre. Momo just said he appreciates your fiery spirit. What do you say to that?
Yes, sorry. Momo, thank you. I appreciate your words.
Well, that's much better. Now, why don't you tell Momo something you appreciate about him?
Momo, you are so smart. You have taught me so much about life and death. I don't know why you would be interested in me.
Oh, merci, mon poussin. I am glad you appreciate my intelligence. I hope you understand that when I advise you, it is not to control you. I am simply right through ages of experience.
Fuck. Always right. Yeah, he loves that.
You see how he tries to act like my baba? Maybe I don't want to be told what to do all the time.
Do you hear what Reza's saying there, Momo?
I'm not telling him what to do. It's up to him whether he'd like to listen to me or not. I'm not forcing him to do anything. The only thing I am telling him to do is to clean up after himself a little if we are going to live together. Do you know he leaves blood-soaked clothes on the floor? Blood glasses left in his coffin? It coagulates overnight. Absolutely disgusting. He's leaving bloody messes because he knows it will irritate me.
How do you know that?
Hombre, do you really think that Reza is leaving messes just to irritate you?
Ouais, he is trying to make a statement that I am too fastidious.
So what you're saying is Reza carefully puts his bloody stuff everywhere so you can find it. It's all a plot just to drive you up the wall. When he leaves a bloody shirt on the floor, he's thinking, gee, I bet if I leave this out long enough, it'll attract flies. That'll really get to Momo.
You are making fun of me.
I'm exaggerating a little so you can question the way you're thinking. Rizza might care less than you do, but that ain't the same as targeting you.
I always clean up eventually. I don't know why a few bloody shirts has to be more important than, I don't know, the ancient war on the lower classes.
There he goes again. Anytime he doesn't want to do anything, it's the Great Class War. The Great Class War cannot end, so what a splendid excuse to never clean up. This is why I told him to move to the opposite end of the castle.
Okay, you two, let's turn down the heat a little. Don't want to start decomposing here. Momo, why don't you try telling Rizza why it bothers you when he leaves his bloody things around?
Very well. Reza, when you leave your bloody messes everywhere, it makes me feel you don't respect me. You know I care for aesthetics.
Rizza, you want to reflect that back to Momo?
You're saying that I don't respect your love for aesthetics by leaving very small messes.
That wasn't exactly what he said, but let's accept that. The reason I asked you to repeat back what he said is so you keep in mind what you know, not what you think you know. Now, hearing what Momo has to say, do you think you could make an adjustment to consider how he feels?
So now I have to be cleaning all the time. What about my needs?
Momo here told you he doesn't feel respected when you don't clean up after yourself. It's up to you to decide how you're going to respond to that.
I understand that it bothers him. But what I don't understand is why he cares.
Mon cœur, you were the one who said our blood bags should not have to clean up anymore. You said we were oppressing them.
We were oppressing them. We were in a position of power over them and used that power to make them do things for us. That is the definition of oppression.
And now we must clean up after ourselves. I do not see why this is so difficult to understand.
Of course, I never understand anything. I'm just a bache who poops and pees and cries.
You are labeling.
Rizza, compadre, nobody is giving you that label but you, over and over again. When did Momo say you were a bache? When did Momo say you don't understand anything?
He didn't. He just treats me like it because I haven't lived for 400,000 years like you old vampires. You know he's so old-fashioned he doesn't even like Gugush?
Doesn't like Gugoosh.
What's Gugoosh?
She is like the Persian beaches.
You have no idea what you're talking about.
You have such a short fuse, mon sang de feu. Why are you so angry?
You are the reason I am angry. Anger is a reaction to injustice, and my anger tells me that you're looking down on me.
Rizza, buddy, you're letting your emotions create a reality that ain't there. We're here in this room because we want things to get better, ain't that so? If Momo just wanted someone to feel superior to, there's plenty of mortals out there who would love to be taken in by a vampire.
Well, maybe he would be happier with a teenage mortal girl.
Whew, dang, Rizza's pretty steamed. I ain't sure this session is going to a good place. What can I do?
Tame the wild stallion within Reza.
Rizza, nobody's here to hurt you. You're a good vampire. Ain't nobody doubting that. And it's okay to be angry.
Of course it is. I'm just trying to do something good in this world.
We know you are. You're all right. You fight hard. That's a good thing. But we're here because we care about you.
I'm so angry all the time.
I've been that way too. But you're among friends. So go ahead, be angry.
I'm just so tired. I'm tired of fighting. I'm tired of feeling like a useless piece of shit.
My sweet, you are not a piece of shit. I love you.
Oh, let's just take a minute.
My eyes hurt.
I know, amigo. Crying ain't fun for us vampires. But sometimes we gotta let it out.
You must think I'm not a man at all, Sam Walls.
Rizza, don't go reading my mind. I don't think that at all. A real man ain't scared to feel his feelings. That's all you're doing here.
Amen to that.
He speaks the truth, mon cœur. I told you so often that I love your passion.
I guess so.
I know so. You are a man, and you are a splendid man.
Darn right, Momo.
Do you think we can keep talking, Rizza? Would you like to stop for tonight?
No, it's all right. We can talk. It's such a fuck up. I try to help my people, but I can't do anything. I can't be a good revolutionary, and I can't be a good partner.
Rizza, let's be real for a sec. What are you supposed to do as a revolutionary? You can't control a revolution. You both are living proof of that. Well, not exactly living, but you know what I mean.
Look what they did to me.
I know, they did the same thing to me.
People are gonna do what they're gonna do. You can lead a horse to water, but there's no way you can make him drink. But you got that horse in front of that water, and that counts for something. Compadre, I'm asking you for a little self-compassion. You done a lot for your cause. Hell, you died for it. You gotta realize that you're good enough.
But it's not fair. I gave my life for a cause and I get nothing for it. But these religious zealots give nothing and win the country.
Yeah, I knew fairness was going to come up for him. Same way always right was going to show up for the other guy.
You've been doing your part for your people, Reza. You deserve to care about yourself. And you deserve to care about this relationship.
I guess so. But it's so hard when everything that's wrong with the relationship is my fault.
See, I feel like that would be blaming.
Thing is, relationship problems are almost never one person's fault. Momo, I think you've got some work to do too.
Moi? Mon ami, I am 250 years old. I have sorted out my issues. I have accepted the world as it is and now live peaceably within it.
Well, thing is, the world's always changing and we gotta evolve with it, especially when we're sharing our lives with someone else.
I have to say, for such an old vampire, you think very much like a mortal. Humanity struggles because they cannot reason. They cannot find their own purpose. Even when they reject the gods, they create new ones.
Compadre, let me shoot straight with you. You had this whole cult of reason thing you said, right? Ain't that just turning reason into a religion?
Quoi? No, I'm mocking religion.
And you've ridden on a pretty high horse with that mockery. Some people might even say that you're making absence of faith into a faith. Any chance that superiority gets in the way of setting people free?
I merely wish to help humanity stand up for itself. They should know better than to follow religious leaders.
They should, huh?
Maybe you're right, but the truth of the matter is that nobody gives a dang about your shoulds, amigo. If you're shoving your truth down folks' throats, you're acting like them religious leaders you were fighting against. Ain't that so?
Yes, that is so. Clearly. The rabble cut off my head for attempting to educate them.
Maybe you'd win more hearts and minds if you just lived your truth. And maybe you wouldn't make Reza here feel so bad for having his own faith that he can do something good in the world.
Well played, American. You are wiser than you look.
Ain't the first time I've heard that.
Very well. Reza, I apologize. I have been dismissive of you, even of the things I admire about you, and I am sorry for it.
Thank you. I just want you to notice the good things about me, not just my messes.
I do sang sucré.
Consecrate. That was Sweet Blood, I think.
I think we're finally getting to a good place. Maybe we can make some compromises here, huh? Momo, maybe you can let Reza work on his passions. And Reza, maybe you can agree to clean up some more around the castle. Or you can start paying your familiars to do it.
I guess our relationship is doomed if I don't clean up.
We will work on things together, my sweet. I will be patient with you if you are patient with me.
I can do that. I still want to be with you.
I'm glad to hear it. You two have got all the time in the world to work stuff out. We're gonna see some messy times, but we gotta go with the flow and give each other and ourselves a little grace. Think we can do that?
I will try.
I will as well. I don't need Reza continuing to think I am an ancient know-it-all of a man.
And we're not gonna read each other's minds, or we're gonna try not to, right? Whatever Reza thinks of you, he's gonna tell you and not stew on it. Ain't that so, partner?
Yes, you are an ancient know-it-all man, Momo.
I know I can be quite a pompous bourgeois bastard. No wonder they cut my head off.
Well, let's go easy on the labels, too. So, how are we feeling now?
I think we're gonna be okay.
Yes, I think so too.
I'm glad to hear it. Let's check in next month. We'll try out some of these new listening and compassion skills we're learning and see how it goes.
You're a good man.
I'm good and bad, just like any other human. All right, you two, fly home safe.
Au revoir, cowboy copain.
My goodness, that was intense, wasn't it?
All right. Good session 4 with them, I think. But we have an ad break coming up in about a minute and a half, so let's take it now before we jump into the back half of their session and go deal with whatever the Bachhater subplot is going to be, because that I am profoundly interested in whatever that is supposed to be. But be back in a few minutes, folks. All right, everybody, we are back. Let's hop back into it. My goodness, that was intense, wasn't it?
Sure as hell was. I feel like I've gotten stuck in a tanning bed. How do you think they're doing, boss?
We can never know, can we? All I know is that you did excellent work, my dear. You are quite the teacher of compassion. Our kind have much to learn from you.
Sure as heck wish there weren't so many who needed my help, but that's being human, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I know there's someone out there in Leipzig who's crying out for help, and I'm gonna find him.
You know you don't have to, my friend. There are many in the club who would love to feel your fangs in their neck.
But they don't need me as much as this person does.
Very well, Samuel. Please do not burn yourself out, though. We are very sensitive to flame.
I know. I think some air will do me good anyway.
Then I wish you luck, my friend. Do enjoy the night air, and I will see you anon.
All right, Andy, you have a good night.
You too, my friend. Rest in peace.
That was a good night. I think them boys will be getting along a little better. Now I'm getting close to solving this back mystery. I can feel it. I think tonight's the night I check out the graveyard. Oh, hey, Bert. What do you know about the local graveyards? Oh, yeah? Can you give me some directions? Uh-huh. And then? Actually, can you repeat all that? Oh, that way? Well, thanks, Bert. You have yourself a fine night.
Have fun, Mike.
Only thing he ever says.
This place is a lot spookier than the graveyards back home. Wouldn't want to be stuck in them tombs. Wonder how often vampires get locked away here. If there's a vampire hiding out here, I'll find him. Looks like someone's been here, that's for certain. The tombs here look pretty new. Most of the corpses here seem to be my age. As far as I know, the back kids died in the early 1700s. Guess they were lucky to kick the bucket before Baroque music did. Oh, but then I shouldn't joke about such grave matters. Oh, bad joke, Sam, bad joke. Oh, dang it, maybe there ain't no one here right now. Guess it was too much to hope that this backhasser would drop in my lap. Oh well, guess I'll head back. Dun 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 dun.
Behalten, Schweinehund! Singt nicht seine verwirrten Melodien!
Sing not the something melody.
Holy shit, who the heck are you?
Englisch! Raus hier, Englisch! Lass mich in Ruhe!
Look, hombre, I ain't here to hurt you.
Ich verstehe Ihre schmutzige Sprache nicht! Raus mit euch!
Something night. Something. Yeah, no.
You're a Bach, ain't you? I'm here to help.
Bach! Ich? Wilhelm Friedemann Bach ist nicht ein Bach! Nein! Es gibt nur einen Bach!
William Bach is not a Bach. No.
Keine Söhne! Keine Töchter! Wir sind alle tot! Tot! Hörst du?
I don't know what the heck he's saying, but I know there are some distortions in there. I'll try some of my old favorites.
Verstehst du denn nicht? Ich bin ein Nichts! Es gibt nur einen Bach und der ist tot!
You're making me cross-examine this guy in German? Why? Something of the night. Ich bin ein Night. I am the night. Ich bin... Es gebe in her Bach. Jesus, yeah.
I heard something about all in there, but all is a pretty broad word, amigo, and it's seldom true.
Was? Sie wissen nichts! Nichts! Alle Bachs sind tot! Bis auf einen!
What? Something nights. Alabox. Sintu.
Oh, yeah, dang it. Well, shucks, I guess that's what I get for giving therapy to someone who didn't ask for it. I don't think these distortions are gonna do the job. Only one thing I can do can help.
Lass mich, Englisch! Das ist ein Friedhof. Lasst mich in Frieden leiden.
There, you're scared, I know. It's normal to be scared.
Eh?
You're right to be scared. There's a lot to be afraid of, friend. But not me.
Magic power of
Never think
compassion.
of hurting you.
Was machst du denn? Ich...
You don't gotta be alone, amigo. I got you.
Nicht allein?
Phil, I don't know your language, but I know a man who does. You wanna come with? We can get you some help.
Komm mit.
That's right, Phila. We can help you commit.
Komm mit. Jawohl.
Come on, compadre. Let's get you some help. And maybe a bath. Well, another case closed for Sam Walls.
Rescue a discontented child. So that's William Bach, I guess.
And he looks shook out of his saddle to see another old vampire living in Leipzig. I think Bach Jr.'s in good hands, though. After a night of confronting ghouls in a graveyard, though, I just want to watch cartoons. Oh, death ain't so spooky. It can be fun. Well, dang, might have a few daymares after that. Oh, well, bedtime for Sam.
Oh my goodness.
Good evening, my dear friend. I am looking forward to watching you work tonight.
I'm glad I can provide a little entertainment for a 3,000-year-old. It might not be that amusing to watch, though. Momo and Reza seem to be a little bit more accepting of each other's differences.
Uh-oh. There's irony
I
coming.
believe it is so, but our relationship is always work. If we are properly living, or unliving, our humanity only becomes more complex with age.
I gotta confess, I'm a little out of my element in that department. I haven't had a real relationship since I died.
A pity for the vampire dating world that you are not part of it. It is bad out there, Samuel.
I'm sure it is.
Voice of experience, huh?
At my age, I am the voice of experience by default. I only hope to learn from those experiences. In truth, I prefer to date mortals. Vampires tend to live in the past, but mortals have no option but to live in the present.
Maybe I can ask you a few questions about it. I've been meaning to ask. You're a heck of a lot older than Crimson. Ain't that a little weird?
Admittedly, yes. Crimson gets few of my references. She was not present for the end of antiquity, the classical world, the Dark Ages, feudalism, or imperialism.
Doesn't that create some problems? She's got a lot less experience than you do.
I cannot disrespect her for this. Her experience is unique to her, and that is what I try to appreciate.
Yeah, and you can't discount her for living a fraction of your lifetime. You know that that's going to be everybody.
But I admit we are often frustrated with one another. She finds my resistance to technology difficult, but I was around for several industrial revolutions, so I do not see how she can be so cavalier about the dangers of technology. She is impatient about the slow advancement of human rights, like Reza, but I value her fiery spirit. Even you, my friend, have juvenile impatience at your tender vampire age, but this is what makes both you and Crimson attractive.
You sure it just ain't the allure of young flesh?
Well, we are not supposed to say that part out loud. I suppose I seek to hold on to my youth and openness to the passage of time, just as Momo does.
Alright, let's
So
ask the
everyone
funny one.
knows we vampires are horny bastards. How does that change in a vampire relationship?
We get kinkier and more experimental. Our disgust at the unconventional lessens with familiarity. A relationship can be a safe space for a vampire to explore.
Oh, shucks, I don't think there's much wrong with conventional sex.
Are you sure you must return to the United States, my friend? There is much to explore here.
And he's trying to definitely make me a continental.
Yeah, I think I'm good. Seems
Monogamy.
like our kind don't go in for monogamy much. Why is that?
Vampires are complex. We experience either a deep understanding or a deep rejection of our own humanity. It is highly unlikely that one person can fulfill all our needs. Crimson's younger partners provide her with something different from what an ancient vampire offers, and I feel no jealousy when she engages with them. And Crimson cannot fulfill certain desires of mine, not because of unwillingness, but because of simple biology and age. I will spare you the details.
Thanks for that. Well, I think the best way for me to learn about vampire relationships is probably to be in one.
Are you looking for love, my friend?
Well, not looking exactly. But if a John Muir type lands in my lap, I ain't gonna turn him away.
Oh, Samuel, it has been more than 100 years since John Muir died.
Yeah, I know. I gotta move on. Like I said, I won't turn down an opportunity if it comes up.
I hope not, my friend. But hark, I believe I hear our couple approaching. Choose your distortions well.
Okay. So there was some labeling. There was some always right. There were some fairness fallacies. I don't think I used control fallacy at all. Disqualifying the positive, should statements, Nosferatu thinking, overgeneralizing, personalization. I could see personalization. I don't think I used a lot of blaming. There was some catastrophizing. So, labeling and fairness was a lot of Reza's stuff. What was Momo's? Momo was always trying to be right. I think Momo was overgeneralizing too.
Got my tools ready. Time for some therapy.
Let me actually make a save here.
Very good, Samuel. May your compassion and patience lead your clients to more contented nights.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Andy. Evening, gentlemen. How we doing tonight?
Salam, Mr. Waltz. I think I'm feeling good tonight.
I'm glad to hear that, Reza. You all right there, Momo?
No, I am not all right, and I believe I have you to blame for it.
Me? Well, what did I do?
You put all sorts of funny ideas into dear Reza's head, and now he has lost his mind thanks to you.
Well, that's blaming, which I left out.
Maybe we better lay our cards on the table. What's been going on? Why do you think Reza's lost his mind?
Well, go ahead, Reza. Take your shirt off and show the man what you have done to yourself.
Well, all right.
Hey, that's a fine tattoo, friend. I ain't never been inked myself. A little afraid of needles. What's it mean?
They're koi fish. They go with the flow, but they don't stop being what they are.
Hey, I like that. That's a great perspective. You want to accept the world for what it is without compromising yourself.
Yes, that is why I incorporated my bullet holes. I died for my cause because I care about it, and I always will. I can still be myself and make an impact on the world without expecting to completely change it.
Well, dang, Reza. That's a beautiful way of looking at things.
Is it? You should hear the mail that comes from his beautiful mouth now. The world belongs to those who let go. He whose desires or few gets them. He whose desires or many goes astray. My dear Reza has fallen from reason and breathed the opiate of the masses, religion, into his dead lungs.
Why are you so angry? I finally listened to you, to both of you. I am learning to accept what I cannot change.
But Momo likes that you're fiery and passionate, and you're not fiery and passionate anymore.
I am upset because I thought I was dating a freethinker like myself, not one who quotes from ancient books.
Well, what's he talking about, Reza? You find some kind of religion?
Well, yes. I think I have been looking for answers for a long time, and I started to find them in the Tao Te Ching.
Ugh. I thought you were an intelligent man, but here you are believing in yet another sky daddy that will only hurt you.
Okay, fuck you, buddy.
I'm not even religious. I'm just trying to find my peace with the world and understand my place in it. Why is that bad? You were right, Momo. I was getting so angry about things I couldn't change. But I am still here. I'm still me. I still believe in the fight for freedom, but I need to accept my place in that fight.
You're not wrong about that, darling, but I cannot believe that you would turn your back on reason to do it.
Reason told me that the universe is wrong and broken. The Tao tells me that the universe simply is.
Ugh. Do you hear him? He sounds like a monk. He has given up on being a part of the world and now lives outside it.
I have done no such thing. I am just trying to make peace with my place in the world.
And the way to do that is to become a sheeple?
Don't label him.
Amigo, you slapped him with a label there. Is it fair to reduce Reza to a sheeple? Heck, does a sheeple even work? Sheeple should be more than one sheep person.
Okay, he is one of the sheeple. He has lost independent thought.
That's your take. But Reza doesn't sound like any zealot to me. And remember, you can't know his mind.
I understand now, I think. You don't respect people who don't think the way you do.
I don't respect people who spurn reason as the one true God.
I thought you weren't religious.
Don't you understand? You're just as dogmatic as the ones who took over my country. You started the cult of reason for the sole purpose of mocking your fellow humans. I'm not surprised they cut off your head.
Oh, you like
Ooh.
that I was beheaded, do you? Yes, they cut off my head because reason is the most terrifying thing in the world to the chained mind. And I would go through it again. In fact, I invite them to cut off my head again and again.
Why? What does it get you? Fine, you are smarter than everyone else. Now what? What does it make better? You think I am a fool? You disrespect me. You think I'm no different from a mullah or an inquisitor?
Whoa, I'll stop you there, Reza. I know you're feeling judged, but you're mind reading here and going to extremes.
No, I'm afraid he isn't. It's true. I don't respect him, not anymore.
Ooh, that's bad.
You serious? Reza finding a little pieces made you really see him differently?
It would be ridiculous for me to see him otherwise. I am a man of reason.
Then I feel sorry for you, Momo. You're an intelligent man. You have a deep understanding of the world, and that made you so attractive to me.
It's a little nihilistic, though.
Well, maybe you aren't curious about understanding other people. I think we both know this relationship has been over for a while.
I would have been content if you had simply adapted to the cold embrace of reason as I have. We could have enjoyed intellectual pursuits together for eternity.
I will only ever be me, Momo.
That is a shame. Very well, therapist. I hope you are happy. You've destroyed the relationship.
Hombre, I ain't here to save or destroy your relationship. I'm here to find reality, no matter what it is. Man of reason ought to appreciate that, right?
I suppose so. It seems that reality bites, with fangs sharper than my own.
That's it then. Maybe it is better that we find our own paths.
Perhaps my needs are better fulfilled elsewhere.
I mean, we don't have to end that part of our relationship.
Indeed, no. It would be a pity if I could not see that airy chest again.
You mean this one?
Yes, that one. Your animal side should still be intact, yes?
Wait, so they're breaking up, but they're still having sex.
I am the same person, Momo.
Oh, well, then this is acceptable.
I will still move out. A castle is too much for me, but I think we can still have fun.
You two gonna be okay then?
I imagine so. I will be Momo, Reza will be Reza. Reason says it cannot be otherwise.
Well, I'm sorry we couldn't have a fairy tale ending here, but if we're not fighting reality, I think we're doing the prudent thing. If y'all need me, I'll be here for you.
Thank you. I think I would like a therapist.
I'll give you my Vmail address. Well, I guess we're done here, huh?
Yes. It is sad, but I am relieved.
That's just how life goes sometimes, ain't it? All right, you two, I'll let you get going then. I hope the new arrangement will be good for both of you.
Well, I suppose I'll still get what I want. Very well, therapist. Bonne nuit to you.
And Khodafez.
An unexpected end to the evening, but perhaps the best one we could hope for.
Help a client find a new path. Give me that old-time religion. All right.
Reza seems to have found some measure of peace, and Momo is not ready to be flexible in his thinking yet. It is common among our kind.
So I'm discovering. I wish I could have helped them two find some kind of middle ground, though.
Is that actually an achievement? Like, did the choices I make actually change that up at all? Are there options that do that? Diligent Desperado completed Andromachus' entire quiz. Didn't do that. Empire of Taste showed your quality of the very highest. Ashcroft's enemy suggested some tasteful nudity. Don't have that. Mortal Temptations, take a chance on love. True Believer, had faith in modern political systems. Bacchanalia showed a deep interest in musical theory. Mean Hombre ruined somebody's night. Hidden Achievement, avoided using later cognitive distortions. Ooh, that's an interesting one.
It isn't up to you, my dear. A couple is not a unit, but one and one. And who knows, perhaps in 1,000 years, Momo and Reza will be a wonderful couple.
Relationships ain't easy in life or death, I reckon, but this was probably a growing experience for both of them. Truth be told, even though it didn't work out, I'm a little envious.
It need not be so, Samuel. I am certain that there are many who would love to experience a passionate, compassionate cowboy.
Oh, shucks, boss. If it happens, it happens. I ain't in no rush.
Then I hope you will be caught by surprise, my dear. Well, I will leave you to it. Tonight is the last night of Bachfest. I hope you will go out and enjoy the music.
I will. Now that Wilhelm's in good hands, I can relax and enjoy it.
Do so, my friend. Your evening off is well earned. Rest in peace.
Well, I was hopeful for them too, fellas, but I think Rez has just outgrown Momo. Love ain't easy for us immortals, but I gotta hope. What do you think, Johan? Think there's any hope for us old folks?
Talking to dead men again?
Hey, Johanna.
Joanna, hey! I was hoping I'd see you again tonight. That was some mighty fine flute playing you did the other night.
Thank you, Sam. You're an old soul, I think. I wasn't surprised you liked Bach.
Well, the man certainly had a gift.
Did you end up finding his children?
Yeah, I did actually. I think they're in a better place now.
Being dead is in a better place?
Oh, it ain't so bad. You get used to it after a while, right?
You're a very odd duck. Has anyone ever told you that?
I don't think so, but I like the sound of it.
Then you are a very odd duck, Sam.
You gotta tell me something, though. How do you play the flute like that with fangs?
Fangs? You don't know how to play the flute at all, do you, Sam? You just bring the head to your lips, loosen your jaw, and blow. Would you like me to teach you how to play Bach, Sam?
Oh, very much, ma'am. Very much. I'm afraid I'm heading back to the States soon, though.
So am I, but we don't need to worry about that right now. Bach will play all night. What do you say, partner?
Take a chance on love.
You got a point. We don't control the future. All we got is now.
So what should we do with now?
There's something I love doing more than anything. Something I usually do alone, but right now, I'd love to have you join me.
Oh, what's that, Sam?
Joanna, I'd be honored if you'd take a walk with me.
Why, I'd be tickled pink, sir.
They're adorable together. I thought there was more to this. I could have sworn I saw something that was actually like Trojans? Maybe that's something in the original? Maybe I'm just wildly misremembering. Vampire Therapist is a work of fiction. We know. Alright, well, all we have left to do is Fathoms Below, and then we are, basically done. So, let's do that one last, and I guess call it for the night. So, I thought we had a little bit more to do. But I'm not too surprised that that relationship ended the way that it did, because Momo really wasn't always right, and once Reza stopped kind of worshipping at the altar of Momo being always right, that was going to be a problem in the relationship.
Hey, Andy, you ready for our therapy sesh, partner? Hey there, you ain't Andy. Panoptabella, what are you doing here?
I was looking for the bathroom.
Well, this ain't the bathroom.
I can see that. I'll go then.
Hey, Chief, what's going on?
Panoptabella and I were simply having an exchange.
In exchange of what?
Samuel, my dear, you do not need to know everything. It is not my business to share. We are here for my therapy session, are we not?
Sure are.
Yeah, that's right. How are you doing, boss?
In truth, I feel much improved, my friend. I believe unburdening myself to you has been most helpful. My lightening of spirit comes with its own distortions, however. Which would you like to focus on tonight?
Okay, and he does do a lot of labeling. There's a lot of control issues. Let's stick with the originals.
I think I've got what I need to handle an ancient vampire. Go on, Chief. What's been on your mind?
The last century has been a bit isolating. Other elder vampires think themselves above self-improvement, so we have little to speak of.
Well, I guess that ain't no surprise. New ways of thinking don't usually come out of retirement communities.
Indeed, we elderly often prefer to sing praises to old glories, but there is no glory in my past, only death.
Don't you go disqualifying.
I don't want to stop you there, Chief. There is no glory in my past, only death. You're 3,000 years old. Can you really say you got nothing to be proud of in that time?
I am not proud to be an effective killer, my friend.
I just have trouble believing all you did was kill and sleep for 3,000 years.
That is fair. I have met many fascinating people and seen many forgotten wonders.
See, there you go. Don't go tossing out the blood with the blood bag.
You are correct. Against my own wisdom, I hope to erase the parts of my unlife that bring me shame.
Well, it's like you told me. Everyone's got cognitive distortions, and we ain't ever gonna get over them.
Too true. I must accept the evil so that I can appreciate the good. I confess I often wish to give myself a pass, because in hindsight my evil was so pointless. Have you ever heard the phrase, the banality of evil?
Yes, I have.
Oh, no, but I can guess what it means. It just means evil is boring. It's like you said, there ain't no glory in being a bastard. It's just tired and petty.
It is true that people often commit acts of evil in order to be seen and validated, and yes, it is petty. But it does not speak to the banality of evil. Historian Hannah Arendt coined this phrase to describe the actions of some Nazi leaders. In Western tradition, when we think of evil, we imagine powerful creatures of darkness intent on hurting others. Even in this understanding, evil has no ideology. It is, as you say, dumb. And when we perceive evil as dumb, it is tempting to simply dismiss it. If I live in a life that is no longer evil, it does not feel right to be judged by the centuries I spent in dumbness.
Huh.
Indeed, it was the realization of the banality of evil that made me question it.
Well, how's that?
Well, you and I know what effective killers we are. There is no mortal that would dare stand against us. We are physically superhuman. But are we truly greater beings than mortals? How many people do you think I have killed, Samuel?
Well, you being 3,000 years old and all, I bet you've killed... You must have killed a few million mortals. That's a hell of a thought.
You know as well as I do how normalized killing can be for our kind. Yes, I have killed millions. The truth is, I have no idea how many people I have killed. I was certain, however, that I was the dominant force of death in the world.
Until a plague blows on.
But in the 20th century, humanity showed me that I was far from superhuman. If I thought I was detached from the value of life, World War I showed me I was not special in this.
Oh, yeah. I kind of missed both of the world wars. I was busy walking at that time.
They were terrible, Samuel. Mass death events have happened before. The Napoleonic Wars, the Taiping Rebellion, and even older wars killed millions. But the industrialization of war turned corpses into mere numbers. Humanity could kill its enemies without ever seeing their faces. I was there on the Western Front. I saw mortars and mustard gas used indiscriminately, men ripped to unidentifiable shreds. Day after day, month after month, the bodies filled mass graves, each death contributing to no ultimate goal. Back then, I was a creature who saw death as glorious. I thought that mortals were food, owed to me because I was greater than they. This casual mass murder showed me that I was not above my humanity. Murder was humanity. I'm afraid, Samuel, that I quite lost my appetite for blood. I did not think such a thing was possible for a vampire.
Dang. You must have been pretty depressed.
You could say that. I was disgusted. With myself. With humanity. Certainly with my own humanity. One night, standing on a North Sea beach, utterly lost, I walked into the sea. Water filled my lungs, but I did not die. I kept walking into the cold gloom, to whatever fate would befall me.
What were you thinking in that moment?
I was not without a purpose. All I had was walking. That was all that mattered.
That actually does make a lot of sense, I reckon. I did much the same thing.
I thought you would understand. Yes, I did not walk for a purpose. Perhaps I was walking to find a purpose.
So, what happened?
The light of moon and sun faded away. I saw things in the darkness. Flashes of nightmares, giant eyes peering at me in the gloom. I felt the heat of volcanic plumes. Saw explosions of strange life in the corpses of dead whales. Predators like myself abound in the deep places of the world. These ghosts in the darkness consumed one another, horrors feeding upon horrors. As I walked further still, I came upon the wreckage of a great ship, littered with material reminders of the mortals who once walked its decks. I will never forget the experience of seeing this symbol of humanity's power over nature decaying in the abyss. I had to sketch the great ship as soon as I could. It was named the Titanic.
The Titanic? I remember that story. John Muir would say it was a symbol of man's hubris. He could be a grumpy old cuss sometimes.
I saw it more as a symbol of nature's ignorance of humanity's hubris. The creatures of the cold deep paid it no mind, ignorant of the death all around them, for there were no bodies to speak of. I think it was then that I finally understood. Death, as a state of nature, has no meaning. Death only has whatever meaning we give it, and my death had none.
You know, I'm pretty sure Eddie Keene said exactly the same thing.
I do not deny it. Edmund was in some ways correct. If we do not give our unlives meaning, do they have meaning?
That's still Nosferatu thinking and disqualifying the positive. You ain't the only one that gets to define the meaning of life and death. Death doesn't erase the memory of a person, just the body.
I suppose one could say their hearts will go on.
Andy, you smug son of a bitch. I love you.
I hope you ain't gonna sing it.
Don't worry, my friend. I think we all heard that song a little too much. But you are right. I was so sure I understood death, but I was only beginning to understand mortality.
I get it. There's a reason we're in the same business, I reckon.
Your reckoning is well perceived, and I am grateful that I had my own reckoning. As I watched the creatures of the deep swimming among the wreckage of the great ship, I realized how small my life truly was. I had wondered for many centuries what it would be like to venture into space. Into the great ocean, that need was satisfied. For once, I felt small, powerless, a small spark of life in the void. All my unlife was a primal scream. I am here, I matter. But I finally understood that I could never be heard.
Andy's sounding a heck of a lot like Isabella. Either all the world here.
All my unlife.
I think I get what you're saying, Andy. The deep woods gave me the same experience of feeling small and insignificant. But we can't help but matter, and it's a control fallacy to say we don't. Maybe we don't get heard in the same way we want to be heard, but that we can't control. But the sea knew you were there, just like the woods knew I was there.
I must admit, Samuel, I am a bit envious of your wisdom at such a young age.
Oh, shucks, I ain't wise. I'm just too much of a fool to know I shouldn't assume too much.
Come now, Samuel, this is my session. You can disqualify the positive later.
Fair enough.
I will say it was a terrifying experience, but one that I am unendingly grateful for. And it was more achievable than going to space.
Oh, we did that already.
Vampires in space. I guess there's no real reason why we shouldn't go out there. We got time for long travel. Maybe we should take a trip to Mars sometime.
Martian vampires? It's a little silly, Samuel.
They're referencing something. I don't know what it is, though.
Take me to your bleeder.
Oh, Samuel, that was truly terrible. And I adore you for it. Perhaps the day will come when we do visit Mars, but I am content to stay here. There is much to discover about our existence on Earth. After this dark journey, I walked back across the Atlantic, sustained with fish blood and a new will to understand myself. My timing could not have been better, because a new form of science was just coming into prominence: psychology, the study of the self.
Well, when was this?
Around 1920. I was not the only human being to question humanity's choices after the Great War. Indeed, if humanity did not question itself after such horrors, this would be a condemned world.
You've been around a long time, right? You've seen oppression and violence like I couldn't imagine. But somehow, every time folks get knocked down, they dust themselves off again. I think you're doing a little catastrophizing, boss. Humanity ain't gonna die out so easily.
Perhaps not. I believe the mortals are even more stubborn than we are. The fear of death makes them cling to life.
It's too bad everyone can't just become vampires. It'd solve a lot of problems.
I think we have enough work on our hands already, my friend. But where was I? Oh, yes. It was my questioning of the self that brought me to this place. Psychology was born right here in Leipzig.
No shit.
None at all, my friend. A man named Wilhelm Wundt lived just on the street. He developed a method where we describe our own thoughts and sensations.
Well, that sounds mighty familiar.
Yes, the hints of cognitive distortions were present already. I read his works voraciously. I was obsessed with the study of the self. I became interested in my own feelings. Why did I rage for so long? What did it feel like physically? And I realized that my prevailing feeling was always fear.
Fear?
Like Edmund, I was a coward. Oh dear, the similarities are piling up.
Now let's take a step back there, Chief. I've been afraid too. Dr. Drain was afraid. Isabella D'Este was afraid. Medi was afraid. And we know about Eddie. I reckon every mortal's been afraid too. That don't make us cowards, and it don't mean we're Eddie Keene neither. It just makes us human.
Yes, I believe I know this in my dead heart as well. Fear is a part of nature, and we are only slightly unnatural. Why was I not interested in myself for nearly 3,000 years? I should have shed my ignorance long before.
Should have, huh?
I think you know as well as I do that there was a should statement.
I know. I should have recognized my own should.
You should have recognized your own should? That's a load of should in one bag.
Your observation is certainly valid. I should listen to you more often.
Oh, come on, Chief. You don't need to listen to me. Listen to yourself.
I am teasing you, Samuel.
You really are a dusty old joker, Andy.
No, I do appreciate your pointing out my should statement. I did find my way to the self. I was simply not ready to face myself for a few millennia. But I did develop an obsession with knowing myself, and it took me to some very awkward places.
All right, Chief, I'm ready. I ain't afraid of sex, so you can talk to me.
I suppose it was about sex.
Here we go.
This is when I began my studies with Sigmund Freud. I spent much time with him. He shared this obsession with understanding the self. We analyzed each other, which helped us to analyze ourselves. We hid nothing. We knew that we would understand the truth if we laid it bare. The bearing of truth in this case was difficult. I horrified him, I believe. Take a look at this picture. What is your impression of this woman?
Well, she looks kind of stern, I guess.
She was certainly a very strong woman by all accounts, mighty like Isabella d'Este. This woman was most beloved by Sigmund. She was his mother. He would show me this very picture and say, Andronicus, if she were your mother, you would want to fuck her too.
Oh my god.
I don't use this phrase often for obvious reasons, but what in the Sam hell?
He could not imagine why anyone else would feel differently. Of course, I overshared with him as well. I do not think my recounting of the convent of San Sisto orgy of 1417 helped us to gain a greater sense of self-awareness. Though I always found it humorously ironic the way the nuns still cried out to God.
Boy, you really like a little novelty in the bedroom, don't you?
Oh, Samuel, you are such a millennial.
I'm way too old to be a millennial, Andy.
I mean to say that you were born in the last millennium. You will understand when you are over 1,000 years old.
You know, you're not my daddy.
No, I am not, though perhaps I joke like one. But Sigmund had made a grave mistake in our explorations of the self, and in doing so, cast doubt on the truly groundbreaking work we did.
Where's the distortion there? Catastrophizing, maybe?
He eventually died, as mortals do. But my lust for understanding the self was not quenched. I became interested in the philosophy of those of my lifetime, and the philosophy of the modern era. It was like charting a map through humanity. It was invigorating. I felt alive. This feeling showed me that I was on the right path.
Always right, huh?
The thinkers whose works I read all had the same obsession I did. They wanted to unlock the formula of humanity. That was my true aim as well. I thought that my immortality made me the ideal student of the self. I had time to question and explore, but I did not account for the fact that the act of questioning made me grow and change myself. I am no longer the man I was yesterday, and tomorrow I shall be someone new.
Very true.
I have become aware of ways in which I could be more mindful, more kind, more fashionable even. I chased the truth, Samuel, and I chased the good. It is a shame that I can only chase them, never catch them.
You ain't ever gonna be perfect, Chief. Neither am I. You're right. The more aware we are, the more them goalposts are gonna keep moving. We can always be better. But I think you're disqualifying the positive of being good enough. You're trying, Andy, every day. I think that's the battle won right there. You ain't gonna slip now. 4,000-year-old Andy is gonna be a force of good to be reckoned with.
I know. It reminds me of a pearl of wisdom Marcus Aurelius gave me that I could not yet understand. He said, "Waste no time in arguing what a good person should be. Be one." I take these words to heart now, but it is hard to not have deep regrets.
I think you know how to address them regrets there, Andy.
Are you going to do the horse thing? I would prefer you didn't.
No, I ain't gonna do the horse thing.
I am relieved. But yes, you know what I need, and I gratefully accept it.
Where's the distortion there?
Andy, let's accept all the dark deeds you done. Let's accept that it took you a long time to change. Ain't no getting around that. It's time to show a little compassion. You're doing your best. You're a better person for all the work you done. You, my friend, are good enough.
Good enough. I suppose I am.
Would you like a hug there, boss?
I would love a hug, my friend.
Alright, and we're back to the title screen. So that's the whole thing. Good game. I thought the DLC would last a little bit longer, but nothing wrong with what it was. Anyway, let's look for somebody to raid. Doo-doo. Here's a person I rarely get a chance to raid. Is she going much longer? Let's see if I can. Yeah. But thank you all for joining me. I hope you had a good time tonight and a good time with the game. Mute that here while I do my little going out spiel. But if you like my content, you can check out my YouTube channel here. Got clips, VODs, shorts, and all the good stuff. You can also join the Discord. It's a small but growing community. And I also put exclusives there that people get to see before anybody else does. And if neither of those are your cup of tea, you can always check out my socials here. Let's get a raid message up. But thank you all for joining me on this adventure through vampire therapy. It's been a good time. Take care, everybody. I will see you again on Wednesday for some more Fields of Mystria. And I guess I'll have to find a new game for next week. But take care, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.